It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero in the building. And guess what? Season 2 is upon us. I know we've been off for a couple of weeks, but I told you it was building up to a new season, and new season's here today. Happy Friday. Happy last day of work. If you're working on the weekend, I'm sorry. Get a rest and listen to this podcast. It'll rejuvenate you for the weekend. Who do I got in the building with me today? Guest on the first episode of the new season, of course. Who do we got here?
Go ahead, Ariel.
Oh shit, we got AKA, also known as Ariel.
Back in the building.
Back in the building. I ain't been here in a while, but I'm back now.
Hell yeah. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being here today. What about you? Who else we got in the building over here?
Yo. It's DamoLee for the episode. Well, season 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
What episode we on?
166.
Episode 1.
166.
Mm-hmm.
That's total. But season 2, episode 1.
Exactly.
You feel me?
You'll get it. You'll catch on.
We in here.
Season 2. Thank you guys for being here. First of all, how's your mental health? How you doing this weekend? Or how'd you do? What'd you do this weekend? Did you have Juneteenth off? Did they make you work? What's going on?
I be working from home and shit, so I kind of put some work in. But yeah, I definitely, not gonna lie, my mental health sometimes I have a rough Father's Day, and I have this time I actually had a really, really good Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
For the past couple of years, it's been rough, but this year I was blessed to make it to the US Open, you know what I'm saying? And
absolutely,
Los Angeles Country Club. So that was one for the books, and definitely a memory that will go down in the history of the memory bank. You feel me?
Hell yeah. And we'll talk more about the US Open a little bit down the road here. I'm excited to talk about that because I watched a lot of that US Open. I put some money on it as well on Prize Picks, so I'm a little bitter at some points, round 1 and 2, but actually when it got to the final round, it was really competitive. They put the heavy hitters out, they teed off at the right time, have them, I guess they do it on purpose. As I learn more about the U.S. Open, I learned the tricks and trade of it all. But it was a perfect little final round because I was like, "Who's about to win this shit?" We'll talk about Wyndham Clark and all that shit once we get to there. But AKA, you had a good weekend. Everything good? Did you work a lot this week?
I just worked on Juneteenth in a couple days. I mean, construction has been a little slow, but the weekend was cool. I went and saw a couple movies. I saw Into the Spider-Verse and started to see that new Transformers movie, the Beast Wars, whatever it was. But I went to the drive-in, and within the first quarter of the movie, my damn car, I guess my battery ain't that great. It started to give out, so I was like, "Fuck this!" I'm about to bounce.
Fuck that. Yeah, I feel that. But yeah, cool. Of course, we'll talk about a little bit about Across the Spider-Verse as we get to the end in the cinema corner as well. But so bunch of topics today. It's a loaded episode. I hope you guys are ready for a whole bunch of best of bias brought to the table, because I hope you're hungry, because it's been a couple of weeks. I know you've been missing us, and we are back. So let's get right into it. You already know what I'm gonna talk about. You already know what it is. You see what I got on. You see what the fuck's behind me. It's Denver Nuggets, baby, winning our first championship in franchise history. Let's get a little clap here, a little hoorah, hee-rah. I'm out here solo dolo. I don't know any other Denver Nuggets fans. I've never actually really met any, but hey, it's been a long time coming. A lot of shit talking has been thrown my way, and I'm so happy. We can pay it off with a ring this year. 47 years we've been in the NBA and won our first title. I knew it was all manifesting before my eyes after last year. When we didn't have Jamal Murray, and this year we had him to begin the season, the team just looked different, especially with the trades that we made, getting KCP, Bruce Brown, drafting Christian Brown. And I knew the development of AG and Michael Porter Jr. was just going to increase as they've been on the team with Jokic more and more. And Jokic was getting recognition, 2-time MVP, but it was time. This year it was time to show everybody it was now or never because teams, of course, always get better. It was our time to show that we were actually good enough to make the main stage. 3 years ago, 2020, we actually made the Western Conference Finals before Jamal got hurt, and everybody probably thought it was like a fluke thing and that we weren't really that good. And the last two playoffs without Jamal and MPJ, we didn't, really make it out of the second round. So, this year, 1 seed since January after All-Star break, we, kind of did our thing. We slowed down a little bit towards the end of the season, lost a couple games. Everybody was like, are they really the number 1 seed? Are they really this? Are they really that? You know what, media, shut the fuck up because you don't watch us play. Because if you did, you would know what was manifesting this whole goddamn time. I can write a book on this shit because the last couple years have been crazy, but now for Jokic to be globally known as the best player in the NBA or considered that, just those words to be coming out of people's mouths now. It's like, goddamn, what took you so goddamn long? You know what I'm saying? And what's up with all that hate when y'all didn't want to give him the MVP for the regular season was capping for Joel Embiid and all that bullshit y'all was doing then. Okay. Now you guys see what's up. And I guess it doesn't really matter if you don't win the regular season MVP if you win the MVP in the championship. So all in all, I just want to say, Denver Nuggets, thank you for showing everybody that it's not all mouth, it's not all wordplay. We out here doing our thing. We can do it. Jokic solidified himself as one of the top centers in the NBA history already at 28. You know what I'm saying? He can go retire and play with the horses and still probably make the Hall of Fame. So I just feel like right now, we're just on cloud nine. Who cares what happens next year? I just want to thank Bruce Brown because he's probably out the door. But the defense and the clutch play that you made off the bench, thank you for that. You got you a ring. Whatever you decide to do next, I'm sure it's going to be best for you, KCP, even though you kind of sucked it up in the finals. Throughout the season, you had these boys in check. You great defender. AG, I want to thank you, probably one of the most, for locking up everybody you were able to lock up during the season. I underrated your defense. I don't think it was like that. But I knew you was big for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It was out there to be able to guard wings, LeBron James, KD, Booker when needed to. He had to guard Karl Anthony Towns when he was goofy ass Karl Anthony Towns, may I say. Yeah, he just had a rough time. He wasn't scoring the best and he doesn't make all his free throws, but just out there being that grinder and able to play defense on the team's best players. I appreciate that. MPJ, I know you didn't have the best finals either, but boy, you stuck in there. You stayed with it. And in the last finals game, game 5, you came through, helped us win that game and solidify the finals in 5. So all you Heat fans out there, that was all of my mentions talking about Heat in 5. Get the fuck out of here. And all this, personally, Lakers fans, I don't know what my coach is talking about. He's talking all that shit. He's talking a lot of shit. I think he really liked the series that we played against the Lakers. And I liked it too. It was our first sweep ever. We swept the team, blah, blah, blah. But that shit don't matter because we still got to play next year. And we don't want to make no enemies with nobody right now. We want to still play under the radar and do what we got to do, keep our heads down. But I know coaching may be different. You don't be a coach for you're not a head coach forever. And once you finally get that ring, you're kind of classified as one of the tops. So I guess he's feeling himself. Got the shirts back there. You know what I'm saying? I bought the Western Conference final shirt, kind of confident that we win the finals, but people are saying it might be a little jinx. But I'm glad I got it. That shirt back there is dope. And I got a shirt from the finals right there. Bam, bam, bam. Anyways, that was my little adaptation of what happened recently within NBA finals. And I know I'm late. You guys wanted to hear this from me earlier, but shit. I didn't get to go to the parade, but it should look rocking. But anyways, anything you guys want to add?
Now you said enough right there.
Yeah.
Had my moment in the sun.
Yeah. No, I mean, I gotta give them their props though. I would say Denver was probably like one of the most complete teams we've seen in a little while. Just basically just not having any ego. Role players playing their role. Yeah, I know how you said, oh, they didn't have great finals, but they, like certain people like KCP, he was the reason you guys swept the Lakers. Yeah. So it's like those types of things, right? Like, hey, I had a good series this series. Maybe I didn't play good this series, but everybody picked everybody up kind of. And also that size. Oh
yeah, Jokic was too big for everybody, and no matter what happened, who he was going against, he found a way to. Oh, you frozen up?
Are you frozen?
Oh no, I see you now. You good? Yeah, he was frozen for a little bit, but I just want to congratulate. It was me. What?
It was you.
I think so.
It was you.
Okay, my bad. My bad. Anyways, I just want to give Jokic his props though for almost averaging a triple double in the finals and almost the whole playoffs. He's just a monster. Though he's not jumping the highest, no, he's not the fanciest player. He's the most consistent, as you can see by his stat line. He may not be the best defender, but he actually tries. You know, everybody ain't gonna make 100% of their shots, but it's whatever. Yeah, Denver Nuggets 2023 champions. I'm gonna leave it right there because I don't know if they can actually hear me. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can hear
just
you.
kind of
Okay.
you're kind of coming in and out just a little bit, but now it's good. It looks
All right,
good.
for sure. But anyways, what do you Arya, if you want to chime in here, Damon, if you want to chime in here, who do you think are the teams that are the most suited now after I know you heard about a lot of the trades that happened. Um are fit now to contend? Who do you think is going to win the championship next year? Do you think the Nuggets can repeat? Who do you think is going to be in the finals? I know it's a lot at once, but answer if you may.
I don't think they'll. I mean, it's just very hard to repeat. Basically, you just have a target on your back. I feel like nothing against the Denver Nuggets, but they did walk in as the underdog, the better team, but always the underdog. It seemed like
Always, yeah.
So having that, it was a little bit of like, hey, well, we don't have much pressure ish, right? It's like people just don't think we're gonna win anyway. And that's how I think Giannis, his championship kind of was. They're like, oh, okay, well, he doesn't really have a team behind him, so if they lose, he's gonna Chris Middleton ain't nothing, right?
Right.
So, I think having the pressure now, everybody's going to be gunning for you, and now everybody's going to basically try and build up their team, understanding who they have to go through.
Yeah, and they've been doing that bullshit. Oh my God. We're talking about Bradley Beal getting traded to the Phoenix Suns, Porzingis going to the Celtics. Like there's just a whole bunch of trades going down now. Yeah, and people, I mean, it's been what? How long has it been since somebody actually repeated was it the Miami Heat back in whatever it was, 2012, 13, some shit like that.
I'm not
Probably even
sure.
earlier than that. Probably maybe earlier than that. Or was it, no, the Warriors in back to back, did they? No?
I don't think they did now.
No, yeah. So I think it may have been the Miami Heat back in the day. So I do see, I think it's hard. It's just, media pundits have to have something to say about the championship team after the season's over just to keep it going for a little bit until after the parade, because all that shit kind of dies down. And the next season starts after that. We see Dame thinking about going to Miami, but I don't know. I don't think the super team thing works anymore. I think chemistry matters. I think coaching matters. I think just throwing a bunch of money ball around and being a location that everybody wants to come through and kind of party at. I don't know if that's going to actually work to win the championship anymore. You know what I mean?
The Lakers was the last team to repeat,
No.
Lakers.
and it was
Okay.
a three-peat.
And Miami didn't back to back. Oh, they lost one. They lost to
No,
Dallas,
yeah, we
huh?
got that
Uh,
they were saying Dallas's run was super similar to the Nuggets' run, right?
mhm.
Nowitzki, Jokic, both a European like big man star that can do a lot. And then a bunch of like role players, and there were no all-stars. Both teams swept the Lakers, and both teams beat the Heat to win the
Oh
championship.
wow, that's kind of crazy. That's
All
kind of
right.
crazy. Maybe there was a script. I like that one. I like that script the best. That's amazing. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be kind of mostly the same teams that are in it this year. I just don't think the Phoenix Suns are going to be able to do it with their roster. I know they're trying to build up a super team over there, but that's not going to work. I don't know. I think you do need to have role players on your team. Everybody on your team can't be a superstar because egos gonna eventually come in somewhere. You make money off the points you make. You make all-star teams off what you do in the regular season, and all those have incentives. So I don't know. I know these guys probably just want to win rings and they think it's like that, but after 1 year together and they don't win, I think it's gonna all crumble, fall apart.
I had no lie. If I was the Suns, I would lightweight redish Bradley Beal mid-season after like let him go off, right? Redish him to pick up more role players to deepen your roster. Like imagine now if you could pick up like a solid big man coming off the bench that could stretch. So now because DeAndre Ayton can't bust threes. So now you got a stretch big man. along with KD and Devin Booker, who are killer shooters, like that's what they need. They don't need another like forward or point or like guard, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what they got. And I think it's kind of weird that they would actually even think that's something that they would want to do. Because they saw what happened this year. They're both shooting 50, 60% both and couldn't win. So you're going to take another third person that's going to take shots out of one of their hands. I don't know.
He is a two-way though. Like he can lightweight kind of D up, but
That team has no defense. I don't Booker
or
ain't covering
bench.
nobody. Yeah, KD ain't covering nobody. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what the Lakers do. The Lakers always making moves, willing and dealing, getting veterans at the veteran minimum. Who
I
knows? They
want
could
to
end
get
up
rid
with
of
Chris Paul.
AD.
Yeah, I don't think we can take him. But yeah, AD is something else, man. He just I don't know.
I don't want it. I don't
He's
want it.
just he's good, but he's always on the ground. It's like, what's wrong with you, boy? Play back to the back to the basket
No,
and do some shit.
he is. He is too fucking Jekyll and Hyde. Sorry, but like he is. I've never seen somebody who can play one game and be like super aggressive and go after like every rebound, try and block a bunch of shots, and then another game.
Yeah,
He's just sitting there waiting for other people to rebound. He's like just chilling. He's
11
like,
points.
oh, let me do it. Yeah, like, bruh, what?
This nigga will have
like,
40, 20, 13, and then have 11, 12, and nothing. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
It's just so confusing how like you can play basketball a certain type of way and then just like totally be the opposite. Yeah. Like, not even like, bro, even just put half the effort, right? Like you're like, it's just like sometimes he shows up and he's like, oh, he's thinking about what he wore to the fucking game or something. Like, oh, my outfit. Like, bro, come on. Like, I don't know any other player that like shows up so heavily and then doesn't show up so heavily.
It doesn't make any sense. And then with the rules changing this year, players got to play at least 62 games, I think it is, to be considered for all pro teams and for all the awards and shit. So we'll see health wise how these teams can, how they can stand up, because KD is often injured. Booker got hurt twice last season. Just a lot of the older players in the league that are actually being traded around are again old. Chris Paul always gets hurt. Paul George, Kawhi always get hurt.
That's gonna hit a lot of niggas' pockets too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have them incentives that make like, oh, you get that extra milli if you make first team, second team.
John Morant, what we'll talk about in a second, he had like $30 million tied into making the all pro team. And he didn't make the all pro team because he was suspended and shit, and he lost all that money. But let's get into some of these young Bucks. I know, speaking of the Bucks, they're one of the teams that contend next year too. But yeah, we'll get into that when the basketball season gets closer. We're off basketball. You know who the champions are, blah, 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 basketball. But we are talking about basketball off the court. Right now, Zion Williamson is acting crazy. He hasn't played basketball in 2 years, but he's staying in the news for the wrong reason. Firstly, it's just about him just always being hurt. And 2, that he's never losing weight and always eating. And 3, that now he's in a little trouble with his girls off the court. I guess he likes a certain type of girl. No offense, Zion, I love you still. Zion's girlfriend is right now pregnant. He about to have his first baby. I think he's like 22, 23 years old. That boy young out there just having babies with like ex-strippers and shit. No offense, Zion.
Yeah, she ratchet though. I've seen the video of her putting hands on somebody.
Oh yeah, I saw her on the table, like on a podcast, just get on the table and start doing the splits.
But when she was putting hands on some girl, her boobs, everything flying out. She had no shame. She was whooping old girl's ass, though. I give her that much. She got hands, so.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Zion Williamson likes a certain type of girl, because the girl who's calling him out now, I guess after finding out Zion's girlfriend is pregnant, is saying that Zion needs to pay her a little more attention. You know, you was at the hotel room with me a couple of weeks ago, and I let you do this, I let you do that, and I might be pregnant because I'm late. Type of thing, putting this all out there while his girlfriend is pregnant, just trying to blow up his spot. How do you guys feel about this story? I know you guys heard about it.
Hold on, you didn't even say the best part about it.
Oh yeah, I was going to get there once we got a little deeper into the conversation, and then a little bit later, I guess if you guys haven't heard, there is turmoil behind the scenes. New Orleans Pelicans have no relationship with Zion, as Zion says, so he's trying to get out of there, but they're hesitant to trade him. He might get traded before the draft, but I guess Miss Mariah Mills, who is this adult film star that he's been messing with on the side, I guess, put out a tweet saying, trade Zion Williamson somewhere else, or else I'm putting out the sex tapes that we made together. Y'all got pretty much this much to respond. or I'm putting all these tapes out. And eventually after that, she got her Twitter shut down. Zion was like, no, we can't be doing that. Agent was like,
Mhm.
hush money. That's probably all she wanted in the first place. But what do you guys think?
I mean, that's kind of like blackmail in a way, isn't it? She's trying to like do some blackmail shit, which I believe is illegal. But
Hmm.
at the
Bruh.
same time, what was he doing? What was he expecting though? Because old girl has a certain type of character. Look what her field of work is. I mean, I guess a little shade to people who do that, but like I don't know what he was expecting. She ain't got no shame about putting out a sex tape because that's what she do for a living. So
Nope, not at all.
Bro, y'all, all right. You don't think I think Zion told her to do that shit. What girl in their right mind is about to say, trade this nigga or I'm gonna release a sex tape? What the fuck? Like, who cares? Like, what girl cares?
Random.
Like, okay, he played for the Pelicans. Does she care if he played for the Magic or the Nuggets?
Right.
Like, she said, trade me. Like,
she said, get him out of the state.
Bro.
This guy's a menace. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
Zion is in talks in cohorts with this bitch in the background.
Her a little money.
He is trying to get, he's trying to get traded for the Pelicans. He's like, hey, say you got a sex tape. They gonna not want me on the team no more. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
How could she really be mad if that's what she did? She fucks other dudes for a living anyway, so how could she be mad about him fucking somebody else? So yeah, that makes sense.
Bro, the trade was the most random thing I ever heard.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
That was
trade Zion because I'm tired of putting props on him. If he was on the Knicks, then that make me some more money on prize picks type shit.
She added the NBA in the Pelicans, my nigga. Come on. Adam Silver was like, nope. He hit Elon Musk up and said, hey, suspend this female right now.
And never let it happen. Yeah, Zion got paid $90 million after signing his rookie contract from Jordan. So he's just rolling in cash as like a 22-year-old making bad decisions. That's why they're like, let's get this man over there to Portland and play with Dame, get him farthest away from these port cities, these party cities we can, these exotic dancers, and have him on a straight and narrow and maybe get a little bit skinny at the same time. But
maybe she got enough money to fly him out.
Right. And maybe she dropped a couple racks on Bovada prize picks that the Pelicans trade Zion plus 500.
Exactly.
So
it could be way deeper than that, and they don't even know. He's like, what?
I feel it. Yeah.
Hey, Zion might be smarter.
Cash out.
Zion might be smarter. It's like, hey, it's 500,000 to 1.
Yeah.
You better
put
go.
That 10K I just gave you. You own that.
This has never happened before. Nobody's ever threatened the NBA like this. And we can just say, just kidding. It wasn't. It wasn't real. She just saying stupid shit. Yeah.
All she got to do is say, oh, my Twitter was hacked.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I wish the best for Zion, man. I think he's a good basketball player. People are starting to have their doubts since he's always hurt. But what I've seen at Duke and what I've seen in his first couple, the games that he's played for the Pelicans, that boy gets off. He don't even shoot no jumpers, and that boy be having 28 points, 15 of 18 with his free throw percentage perfect, and his putback ability is crazy. His bounce is crazy. But once he gets right, he's supposed to be. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
He was supposed to be like a generational talent, supposed to be that next guy. And I mean, he does have that talent. Again, we're going to talk about John Morant in a second, but they're contemplating who is going to be better. And I mean, John Morant's trajectory kind of took off on Zion after everybody thought Zion was going to be clearly better. But yeah.
Well, and I think what separated the two is like, all right, so I can't put fact on this, but it just seems that Zion isn't as like dedicated. He's one of those like super naturally talented players, but like isn't willing to. Maybe he'll go to the gym, right? But he's not willing to like, all right, I can't eat like this. Nope. I gotta drop this weight. I gotta be in the gym. I can't be fucking with these females. Like he's naturally talented, but he's like, oh, I'm not gonna put in that extra work that's really going to. Like, this ain't college no more, bro. You can't be just eating Skittles and fucking gummy bears and, you know what I'm saying? Like, just whatever. Yeah, bro. Like, you are a professional athlete. Like, you got enough money to hire a dietitian or whatever they call it and a chef.
Yeah,
like, bro,
cook you whatever you want, make it taste how you want.
Getting all your groceries, getting a chef. Like, bro, you got millions and millions of dollars and you over here at strip clubs knocking strippers up.
Yeah,
eating chicken wings and shit like at 2:00 that's why you eating chicken wings at 2 a.m.
But I don't know this for sure, but I heard them chicken wings at strip clubs is fire. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's
Exactly,
probably where
bro.
it'd be
That's why
at.
he's stuck in there.
Yeah. Speaking of young guys making mistakes, we got the verdict on how many games Adam Silver is going to suspend John Morant for his second time flashing the gun on camera on Instagram Live. 25 games he's going to be suspended, which I don't think necessarily will hurt the Grizzlies in the fact of them not making the playoffs or whatever. But financially, it does kind of hurt John Morant in the fact of he has to make them all pro teams. A lot of incentives may be lost. A couple of contracts have been dropped from him, so he's going to be losing almost, the game total they said on First Take $7 million total for the 25 games that he's missing, on top of endorsements and stuff that are being cut and incentives that won't be met. About $50 million total, which he probably would be able to recoup. He's a young star, been in the league for a long time. I mean, if he keeps on the straight and narrow. But what do you guys feel about the 25 games? How do you feel about John Morant making the mistake the second time? I know it's kind of old, but we haven't really talked about it.
Well, so I will say one thing. He has his biggest sponsorship still taking his back because they released a statement saying that they were happy that he apologized and that they're going to continue to support him and do all of that stuff. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, so like having that and having Nike have your back, like it could have went a lot worse. But also he's smart. His team's smart too, because I heard that it was a fake gun
I
and
heard
it
about
was
that.
it was a lighter gun, and I've
Yeah.
seen them before, right?
Yeah.
They
I
look
seen
like
I seen the
they look
video.
like little Glocks, and
Yeah,
it's like a
they do.
torch lighter. And so what he did is he took a video using a torch lighter gun, like a little Glock, and
To light some
lighting like a
candles.
candle or something.
But you
Yeah.
So
can't
it's
see
like,
him. You can't see him, but you can tell it's him by his tattoos when you look at it.
But
yeah,
it's
well, I
funny.
think
It's,
I believe he posted it or something saying something cryptic of like, you guys make up whatever stories you want to believe or
And I
something.
think that's kind of on his PR team for not coming out with that earlier. If it was really that, I would
That
have had
is,
the
yeah.
receipt to Amazon the next day showing, hey, bro, what's this? It says lighter, fake gun lighter here, right here. And
Hmm.
this is not real. It came out so much later that it sounded kind of funny because it just
Well,
started off as a fake gun and then a little bit later it came out as one of the lighter guns. But
I
yeah.
bet he had to have told Adam Silver and the team though. Like, so the NBA probably asked right when it comes about, right? Um, and they had to have said something. They had to have said what it was, right? They couldn't have told Adam Silver, oh yeah, it wasn't his, or oh, it was a real gun, but blah 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 blah, and then came back and was like, oh, it's a lighter gun, right?
So
So I'm
my
wondering, do you think Adam Silver took that long to ask, or
I think it was
how did
punishment
that work?
based is why it
yeah,
took
my,
so
my
long.
thing is it just punishment because of him originally flashing in the club? Because
Yeah.
I don't really see the big deal of him flashing a gun out in a car. I
It's
mean,
detrimental to the league. So they sign a contract that says you can't do anything that's like, they can basically say
so
what it is.
he can't go to a shooting range and shoot guns and like post that like some training shit.
Yes, he
He
could,
can.
because that's something different. You're in a car with a gun, or a strip club in a gun,
That
not
the strip club
places
part was stupid as fuck. But yeah, he could have
not
been like,
really
oh yeah.
places that you're supposed to have a gun, right? If you're at a gun range shooting at a target, people are like, okay, this was, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I feel it. I feel it. And
Uh,
there's certain laws in certain places with like guns,
Yeah.
like California, you can't have.
I think personally it was just that okay, he pulled out even though it was probably fake, he pulled out what looks like a gun again after we told him the first time not to do it. Adam Silver, and putting all that stuff you guys are saying into consideration, they're like we can't suspend him for a season because those laws are in place and what he did wasn't necessarily detrimental to the team, but we have to give him something, and I can't look like a punk for him doing it a second time and me not really doing nothing the second time. So 25 games I think is okay. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
ain't
I think
bad.
he should be able to be at the facility still. Just can't play in the games. He needs to take those fines. You know what I'm saying? Because they shouldn't exclude him from the gym or nothing like that.
yeah,
He's young. He'll learn his lesson. Both of them, I think, will learn their lessons.
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully get on the straight and narrow. Just real quick before we run out of time, we're getting some other topics. Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson, NBA draft. NBA draft is, well, yesterday. If you listen to this now, it's Thursday. It's Wednesday today. We're recording this, so tomorrow is, if you can put that all together, it's a puzzle. Put that shit together, you'll figure it out. Thursday is the NBA draft, and there's pretty much three prospects that everybody's kind of talking about. One being a 7 foot 4, 5, 6. Victor Wembanyama. Scoot Henderson is the second. He's in G League Ignite right now. I forgot the third dude's name. From Alabama. It was just in my head. He's been saying some crazy shit today, saying that his favorite player, his GOAT to him is Paul George. And I think it's Darius Miller. I think that's what it is. That's what his name is, shooting guard or some shit like that from Alabama. But he's talking about how he was trying out in front of Michael Jordan and how Michael Jordan is just old and he's like just a regular person when he's trying out because he grew up and his GOAT was never Michael Jordan. It was Paul George. So when I was
Miller.
Brandon Miller, yeah. So when
that's what it says.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, that's probably right. But this kid, I don't know, these younger kids today, I kind of think they go out of their way being different, like trying to be different. And this guy needs to chill anyways, because he's already the one that was caught up in that murder case. So he needs to chill out. Yeah, he had a gun, I guess, and he gave to one of his teammates who went and shoot at somebody, ended up killing this girl. But he got, taken out of it for saying that he didn't know what his friend was going to do or something like that. So him being a prospect, he should probably keep a lot of shit under wraps right now, and just kind of be chill. But he's out here trying to be different and saying Paul George is his GOAT and just talking shit. But who do you think is going to be better? Who do you think is going to go number one? Well, obviously Wembanyama is going to go number one. But who do you think is going to be the better prospect out of those top three guys?
I don't even know who they are.
I mean, for me, I'm gonna say, if you've seen how Scoot Henderson is built, he got that NBA body.
Yeah.
The only person I've ever seen work that is built like Wembanyama, whatever his name is KD. And KD isn't that tall, right? Like, he is tall, but like, you put KD next to Porzingis or you put KD bro, AD is big body wise, and he still be getting hurt all the time. Like, if you ain't Rudy Gobert size and bigger and you're that tall, I'm sorry, the NBA ain't lightweight gonna be for you. Cause I saw Kenny Lofton Jr. body up this full Wembanyama, and it was wild. It
was a USA select team. I think I seen that. Yeah,
and he worked him, and I'm just thinking, like, bro, people like Embiid, the only way he's gonna work is if they have a 5, and he can play stretch 4, right?
Yeah.
So if they got a big 5 that can play deep, then his stretch 4, yeah, that'll work. But if he's got to play the 5, bro, Jokic, Embiid, like, Braun is bodying this.
And he's just big. He's really big. I think his upside is really unlimited. Just the way that he dribbles and shoots. His offensive repertoire is going to be kind of crazy because nobody's going to be able to stop his jump shot, I think. And I think defensively, you can probably double him and get the ball. I mean, he's young right now. He's probably not all mastered his like abilities yet. But when I'm seeing his putback, he'll shoot a 3 and be at the rim, putting it back, dunking it in like 3 seconds. Like, I don't know. And people in the NBA don't be boxing out like that. I see little ass dudes be grabbing rebounds. So a 7'6" dude actually running for the ball. But we did see somebody his kind of body build. I wouldn't say Chet Holmgren is his tall as Wembanyama, but I think his skill set's pretty similar. And he got injured playing in a Hoop Summit game with LeBron trying to block his shot. You know what I'm saying? Drew League game. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Everybody wants to see Wembanyama be the next guy and saying he's the next generational talent coming out since LeBron James. We're going to have to see. We're going to really have to see because we are on a roll of international players coming over and being really good. But Scoot Henderson, like you said, he does look like he reminds me a lot of Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just super athletic and go to the hoop hella fast. He has mid-range. It looks like his mid-range shot is kind of deadly. Gives me a little Kawhi vibes, but I don't know if he's a 3-point shooter as of yet. Brandon Miller is more so the 3-point shooter from Alabama. You know what I mean? So we'll see what it comes out to be. The draft is tomorrow. I haven't really looked into the depth of this draft. I just know a lot of the top 3 guys have been talked about a lot. I heard it was a pretty deep draft for like guys that can contribute like off the bench right away. So that's a good thing. I know the Nuggets traded a couple of picks to get into the draft this year after didn't have no draft picks, but I see some moves being made. So there could be some stuff down there that people are looking for. I know the top three. We're gonna see what Wembanyama can do. We know they're not gonna make the playoffs his first year. I don't think he'll win the Rookie of the Year either. But I think his upside is kind of unlimited, and I feel like that prospect of him being maybe that good, it just kind of gets everybody's eye. Scoot Henderson, I think is gonna be really close. I think we may have a Zion, another Ja Morant situation with that. But
Bruh, somebody bet $60,000 for Wembanyama to go first round or first pick
mhm.
to win 300.
I was about to say, yeah, he's not gonna win no money because everybody knows that's gonna happen.
Dude
Yeah,
spent 60 grand to win 300.
he just
No
wants to
way.
say he did that shit. He just
That's
wants to
stupid.
say he did it. Yeah,
I feel it though.
that's some stupid shit. Like that post that you posted a little bit ago. I'm leaving here with something that Denzel.
Yeah. Minus 200,000 and shit. Odds like
Yeah, that's
whatever.
funny.
I feel it. But nah, Wembanyama said people he quoted people need to skinny up when
No,
it was like, oh, do you need to put on some weight? He said, nah, people need to skinny up. And I'm like, all right, nigga, get out of here.
yeah,
You gonna get bodied.
he's gonna be a Porzingis type. I don't think he's gonna be in there at all. I think he's gonna play a lot like Rudy Gobert by the rim, to be honest. I think he just can dribble and shoot, and that's just something that's gonna be kind of hard. And he's gonna be able to block a lot of shots just because he's hella tall. You know, people are gonna be able to shoot over him to be intimidated and change their shots up. But
Yeah.
let's get into this first commercial break. A couple of more sports topics. Then we got some pop culture for y'all, and we're gonna end it with Cinema Corner. What is this? Episode 166, season 2, episode 1. However you want to announce it, baby. It's new shit. It's new best of bias, and we here. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. You know my name. And we got AKA in the building, and we got DamoLee in the building. We'll be right back. It's the best of bias podcast. Yeah, roll up.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
Oh yeah, I guess you guys can call this bonus content because I almost forgot. Last week I shouted out Cherry Joy and I was showing the pops that I had in my phone and not the actual screen. So if you guys are watching the podcast, you'll probably be like, well, what is he even showing? He didn't even show it in the screen correctly. So let me do that real quick. So let's start off with a couple. Of course, again, Cherry Joy exclusives from the homie on Whatnot. If you check him out on Instagram, he's called him and his wife. Excuse me. I keep giving him all the credit and not letting you know his wife is involved as well. They do great custom work here. Again, there's a bunch of glare, but this is Nami from One Piece. They take the top off the pop, introvert the boxes on the inside, and then add art to it. Check it out. If you guys know One Piece, this is Nami from One Piece. The art they do is super exclusive, one of one, and amazing. Let me show you some more stuff. Nightcrawler from X-Men. Ooh, you see him in there. This light is crazy right now. You see him in there. Let me spin it for you. Kurt Wagner from X-Men. What else we got? Let me not slow it down for you. Colossus, X-Men, another Cherry Joy exclusive, one of one. I have like 5 of these things now. You know what I'm saying? Looking to get more. If you guys are looking to get one, hop on Instagram, Cherry Joy Collections, I think. They have a whole bunch and every night they on Whatnot selling these. Miles Morales, Cherry Joy. Winter suit. Balling out. What else we got? We got one more for y'all. Save the best for last. The Rock. So yeah, last time I was talking about him, but I was talking about him down here so you couldn't see it. But yeah, man, Cherry Joy exclusive. You don't get no Funko shadow, so you can see your pop. Well, not on mine because it's super glary on here. But yeah, my bad last time, y'all. I didn't get to show you guys my actual pops that I got customized. But yeah, again, I'm going to a convention soon. I'm gonna show you guys all my autographs I get. That's the next thing I want to show y'all. But shout out Cherry Joy, and you can add this in the extra in there, AKA my bad. I forgot to mention it. I was so in the group with the movie review, but yeah. Cherry Joy, shout out y'all, and I will be definitely coming back for more. And again, if you guys are looking for a Cherry Joy exclusive, hit them up on Instagram, Cherry Joy Collections. And if you're on Whatnot, Cherry Joy, they're on there every night around 9:30. So check it out. Check it out, check it out, check it out. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. We out of here. Sorry.